We are neither nutritionists or medical providers. The topics discussed on this show are from our own research and experiences. Please consult your medical provider before attempting anything discussed on this show. Welcome to another episode of Sjogren Strong.
This is Brian.
And this is Lupe.
And this is your bi-monthly podcast discussing how to live an active and healthy lifestyle despite a diagnosis of Sjogren's Syndrome.
You keep confusing me, Brian.
You know, I'm confusing myself. As long as our listeners aren't confused. I tell you what, listeners, just open the app, refresh. If there's a show there, woohoo.
If not, next week.
Yeah, next week.
Today we are very excited because we have a very special guest.
They're all very special, aren't they?
Yes, all of them.
We have Diane in the studio from My Jane. Welcome to the show, Diane.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for having me.
Diane and I actually met for the first time on LinkedIn. And we then met in person at a local Staples Spotlight, which was very cool. And I'm a firm believer in what she is doing and her company is doing, and it's a perfect fit for those of you who will attempt new modalities to help with your symptoms of Sjogren's. And the products that we're referring to today are CBD, and there actually is a line with THC.
Yes, there is.
But they can only be sold in California.
Dispensaries.
And
Yes.
dispensaries.
Dispensaries.
So dispensaries.
Legal dispensaries at that.
And only in California.
Yes, we are only in California for the THC.
Okay, but everything else, everywhere.
CBD can be shipped nationwide.
Oh, perfect.
With there's a few states that we may not be able to ship to just because they're not quite up to par yet, but we can
Okay.
ship nationwide.
But they're
I
getting
say
there.
that. Yes, we are getting there.
Awesome. Well, not just you, them. They're relaxing a little bit. First and foremost, if you don't know your local laws and state laws, I'm sure you can call somebody at My Jane and they'll be able to let you know whether they can service you or not.
Absolutely.
But let's dive into this cool box.
But wait a minute. Well, I want to know how you got started. How did My Jane get started?
So My Jane was started about 1.5 years ago, maybe a little longer. There was a couple of women that came together, one in particular whose mother-in-law had cancer. And she was on all kinds of opioids, all kinds of drugs, and she was not really all that functional. So she had come over to this woman's house, the founder's house, and she drove, which wasn't normal. And she was like, "What are you doing here? How did you get here?" And she had told her that she had been taking cannabis.
Wow.
And so her symptoms had alleviated quite a bit, and she was able to get off most of her medications. So our founder at the time had found that why do not more people know about this? This is a person who, her mother-in-law was a person that never would have taken cannabis, never would have been into something like that because of the stigma behind it.
Right.
And so she started researching it and thought, we need to bring this to more women because women don't know. And there is a lot of fear behind cannabis and how to get it, where to go. Is it safe? Is it, just lots of questions. And so that's how My Jane was started. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's good.
And you all know that we've talked about CBD on the show before and some of the products that we've used in the house, whether it be the oil,
The dropper.
yeah, from the dropper and the salve. And I mean, I use the salve pretty much at least once a week for shoulder pain. And we rub it on Lupe's joints when they ache and hurt, and it provides a lot of relief. It's actually pretty amazing for just being a topical. And the salve that we use has no THC. So it is only CBD.
CBD. You keep saying that.
I do
Every
that all
time
the
you do
time.
it, but that's
So
okay.
it's CBD.
You got to stay off that
C-
weed.
Cannabidiol, that's what it is. Yeah, exactly.
So it's the CBD products, and they've helped me out tremendously, and Lupe as well. And My Jane has a really cool product, and it's boxed, and it's elegant, and there's different boxes, and I'm not the one to explain. That's why we brought Diane in. So what you got?
So here we go. So the box that we were talking about today is the Dream Box. This is our CBD line with all products to help you relax at night and go to sleep. Our THC side is called the Sleep Box. So all of these products are basically the way that we curate these boxes is to make it to create an experience. So you get to test out different types of products, different brands, different ways of using, and you can kind of find what works for you and maybe what doesn't work for you. It's just a great way to pamper yourself. We also have a romance box that couples can use that also creates a nice experience. And it doesn't have to be a couple. You can even do some self-love with it. There's some really great products in that also. And so we really work hard on finding the best products on the market. Everything has been tested. We even have a group of advisors that we run everything through. So it's like kind of our way of testing, like a double test to just make sure that the products are what they say they are. They taste well. And it's a great experience that people are going to enjoy. So we have fun doing it.
Okay. Let's jump into the first product. Which one is your favorite?
My favorite in this box, I feel like, is this bath bomb, this Kush Queen bath bomb. It's a relaxing, nice bath bomb. It smells really great, and it fizzes wonderfully. Like
really?
Yes, it's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But some people don't like to take baths, right? Some people don't. I don't have a bath, or I don't want to take a bath. So you can even put this as a foot soak.
Okay.
Put it in your a tub or something, just throw your feet in it. And it has a lot of good essential oils in it, lavender, chamomile, frankincense. And so those will help you relax anyways. But then the CBD added helps even more.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just kind of a nice way to start your evening, or if you have a day at home and you just want to chill and relax. The bath bomb is my favorite.
I love it.
So then with the bath bomb, we also have, actually, let me pull this one out over here. We have this nice hemp CBD repair mask. It also has essential oils, CBD, vitamins, minerals, all kinds of good stuff for your skin. So it just helps your skin look fresh and clean. And it's another way to create a relaxation kind of effect within your body because you're smelling all these great things. Mm-hmm. And the CBD is really great for skin, for inflammation. It just kind of gives you that glow. So I've even done the mask and jumped in my bathtub.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
So people with Sjogren's, we have really dry skin.
Okay.
Really dry face, everything. So does that help a little bit?
It would, yes, because there's all kinds of great things there's a long list of things in the back here. There's aloe vera in it, which is good for skin. What do you use for your skin? Because your skin doesn't look dry. Your skin looks beautiful.
I don't really use anything, actually.
Really?
Time out. You've got Almay products on the counter. You've got.
Hey!
Don't share her secret, Brian. Come on.
Hey. No comments from the peanut gallery over there. No, you know what? The only thing that I use is Almay.
Okay.
No. Olay? What is it?
Oil of Olay or what?
Yeah.
There's different one. I guess there's different.
What it's called. They keep changing the name. But oil of Olay, but I've never actually used a mask.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to. So
there you go.
this is going to be my first mask. Yeah.
It's really kind of cool. You just take it out and you just put it on. Brian might take a funny picture of you because it looks kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to post that.
Yes, we will.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. The first time I use it, it's going to be my very first mask ever. Good. And I'm going to post it. So
good. Yes, I'll
let you know.
I would love to hear what you feel.
And so do you sell these products separately?
We do. We have I don't know if the mask is sold separately. I can't. Don't quote me on this. But there are a good amount of these products that you can just purchase the one product.
Okay.
And that's why we give this experience because some people are like, well, I really just want that bath bomb and I don't want to purchase the whole box.
Right.
So you can go on our website myjane.com and there's you can order all the separate products and everything there as well.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I was curious just in case, some people may prefer to use one thing and not the other. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have the mask, we have the bath bomb, and then next we have this Vera Wellness CBD micromist spray. So this is like an under the tongue spray that you can use at night. This also has some, it has melatonin in it. It has vitamin E. It has like vanilla. And so it tastes really good. And it's just a good way to get your body to relax. Mm-hmm. Everyone is different. So what works for, one spray for me, you may need 2 sprays. I mean, this is something you just have to test out.
Okay.
There aren't any dosages yet.
Okay.
They're still doing all that research.
Okay.
So, one of my colleagues says, I sprayed that under my tongue once and in 20 minutes I was out. So everyone's different. I need to use a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too ornery. I don't know. But
I like
So
that.
somebody shouldn't put the mask on, spray under the tongue while they're soaking their feet in the bath bomb the first time out.
probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
So ease into this if you're new to
Yes.
CDBs.
Yes. Yes.
He did it again. You need to put $1
Damn
in the
it.
jar.
CBD. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like the topicals, though, the bath bomb, the mask, you can use together. But anything ingestible, I always suggest to start with just one, because we do have these mints as well, these CBD mints. So I wouldn't say take the mints, spray into your tongue.
Right.
Try them separately and see. You might be able to do both, but I always like to give people that. Try one. The next day, if you didn't really feel like it was doing much, the next day try two. It is a trial and error kind of a thing. So
the spray, it relaxes you so you can sleep, and so does the mint, right?
yes,
They do.
yes.
Can you imagine that?
Yes.
2 minutes, I'd be snoring.
Well, so you have a good couple of weeks worth here. Brian,
Yeah.
you're going to find her
Gonna
sleeping.
Spread it out.
And people, as you listeners are aware, with Sjogren's, it's pretty easy to sleep. However, the quality of that sleep might not be what it should be. Or I know when Lupe is dealing with any sort of stress, she does have a hard time falling asleep. So that would be an opportune time to try a product or two to help her fall asleep and have better sleep that night.
Yeah, so I don't know how much you know about Sjogren's, but one of the main complaints is extreme fatigue.
Okay.
But sometimes you're so tired, but you can't sleep.
Right.
Like I've been awake, I don't know, all night, a few times a month. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I have those things.
Yeah, and this nice pouch right here, this nice inhalation pouch has lavender and chamomile. And so if maybe in the middle of the night, say you try the mist and it helps you fall asleep, but you wake up because of whatever reason, the Sjogren's or just stress or whatever it may be that wakes you up, take this pouch and just take a nice whiff of it. This inhalation pouch is just a really nice aromatic way to, because when you smell lavender, and I mean, lavender has a relaxation quality to it. And so that's what this is to just help you go take that whiff and then, you can kind of let go. So, I mean, that's one thing you could try as well.
I'm going to carry it in my purse, all this stuff.
And it does smell pretty good.
Even Brian says so.
I do.
And then one other thing in here, I cannot forget this one. The Vera topical salve. This is a salve that you were talking about that you can use as a topical. This is not really necessarily meant for sleep per se, but it's meant for inflammation, which I know that you have said that that's a part of Sjogren.
Yes,
so
yes.
This is good for inflammation, any kind of pain. If you have pain, you don't sleep. None of us do,
Correct,
right? I mean,
correct.
and so that's something that you can just rub on your fingers or your hands or whatever is bothering you. And that you can use in addition to everything else, since it is a topical.
And does it help remove inflammation or just with the pain?
It does help. Cannabis or CBD hemp at all, it does help with inflammation.
Okay.
One thing that cannabis does is we have a system in our body called the endocannabinoid system, which is like our respiratory system, our heart system. And that system actually helps our body balance out. It brings us to what's called homeostasis, which can help with inflammation.
Okay.
And so that's one good thing that you can use just to help decrease any inflammation that you're dealing with.
Perfect.
So which will help with pain.
Does it come like in a big jar? I could just dunk my whole body in.
This is what we need for the bath, right? Not the
Yes.
bath bomb.
Nice and warm.
A little bit of
so
both.
It's molten. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, and then the last piece that we have in here. Well, let's go to this one. We'll save that one for last. We have a nice sleep mask in here, an eye mask. As I think I told you guys, I live in a little tiny house where we have two skylights, and I cannot sleep without the mask because as soon as the sun comes up, it's like daylight. So this is just kind of a nice thing. And, right before you're going to go to sleep, put that mask on and it'll just kind of put you in that slumber for the night. That's what we hope for.
Definitely.
And then the last piece that's in these boxes, and one thing that My Jane has done is we've aligned with an organization called International Sanctuary. And this is a nonprofit organization that helps survivors of human trafficking. Oh. So once the women are rescued or, they are on their own again, International Sanctuary brings them in and helps them get back on their feet. And so we have this nice piece of jewelry called the Purpose Jewelry. And each of the women make this jewelry. Their names are on it. And it's just a great way for them to get back into life, learn about business, learn about, how to just function in life. And so part of the proceeds of all of our boxes, the CBD boxes, go back to International Sanctuary to help these women.
That's
It's something that we're really proud of, that it's women helping women helping women. And so that's one thing that we really, is really dear to our heart, is helping these women, as well as helping women like you and, everybody else that needs some of these things to help with stressors of life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Back in the Reagan era, where it was the war on drugs, and I grew up under the impression that THC was a gateway drug, and there was a lot of misinformation at the time out there. And as the society's matured, we've realized that there are a lot of health benefits with THC and the CBD. Got it right.
Hey,
I wrote it down.
That to keep the dollar, though. You can't take it back.
But these products, and you talk to some people and there's still this, oh, that's drugs. And, if somebody has that opinion, awesome. I'm not here to change your opinion. I'm here to share what works for me.
What works for me too. Yeah.
Exactly. And we've found a lot of relief and benefit from these types of products. And we've tried several different manufacturers, really excited to jump into the My Jane and the awesome brands that they've curated, because they are all from multiple manufacturers.
Yes.
Which is awesome. And the fact that My Jane goes above and beyond to test and evaluate and experience these products before they put their stamp on it, or those products in their box with their stamp on it, is comforting.
Yeah.
That it is.
So I have a question, because we do have male listeners, and they do have Sjogrens as well.
Okay.
Could they use this stuff?
Absolutely.
Why not, right?
Absolutely. And that's what I like to say. I do tell people, we're not just for women. Men like our boxes too, but we do focus, we are women focused.
Right.
A lot of our brands are women-owned brands as well. And we do our best to get women-owned brands, but, we can't always. So, yeah, we bring men in too.
Okay. They could say they're buying it for their wives and use it themselves.
Absolutely.
That's okay.
If that's going to stop you from using it, hey, that's on you.
Yeah.
But, and there are some lines out there that we've tried that weren't as helpful or weren't as effective. And, but you guys all know we're not here to talk bad about anybody. We're here to just share what we're experiencing and how we're dealing with Lupe Sjogren's and, my few issues that I can just chime in and act like a cool kid for the day.
Yeah, but your issues, we can't really fix them.
Such love. Such love. What's next for My Jane? Are there cool plans you can share with us for the company, or?
Yeah, we are in the process right now of curating, and we will be launching a wellness box. I think early May, I believe.
Exciting.
It is going to be, we're calling it our veterans box, even though it's not women centered, but these veterans have women in their lives that have to,
put up with them,
deal with them. Yes. And so the wellness box is going to be geared towards anxiety, sleep, pain, it's going to be a little bit more geared towards, kind of an array of things instead of just on one, one issue. So that's one thing that we are looking at now. We are doing everything we can just to get out into the community and just support. I mean, anything that we can do to support women, any kind of organization that, that's our biggest thing, is just support each other, education. I run the podcast for My Jane called My Jane, My Story. And my biggest thing is education. I like to bring doctors on talking about, different cannabis products and,
right.
And that's where it lies. That's where I feel like the stigma will get broken more, is education and just teaching each other.
I think a lot of people think that they're going to get high, or it's going to stay in their system, and if they get drug tested, it's going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people still think that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and there's still a lot of debate on that. The thing with CBD is you don't get that psychoactive high. THC is the only cannabinoid that gives you that psychoactivity. There's even other THC. There's THCV, there's THCA, and those don't make you high either. It's THC. So CBD, the way I like to say it is THC is like for your head. So if your mind is racing at night, I like to take THC and CBD at night because that helps shut my mind off because my mind never shuts up at night. Some people don't like THC.
Mm-hmm.
So THC I feel like is for your head, where CBD is for your body. So your CBD helps you relax. It helps with inflammation. It helps with a lot of other things, where THC more helps with shutting that mind, that monkey mind.
I like that. That's a really good explanation.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And the testing, there's still a lot of debate on, testing if can they see that you have the CBD? That I don't know. I know THC can show up on a drug test. I don't know about CBD though. That I'm not sure how they're doing all that at this point.
I read and heard from somebody I trust that there used to be more CBDs in the foods we consumed than there are now because of all the modifications that we're doing to their genome. But
that makes sense.
That the body has these CBD receptors. The body is supposed to get CBD from the foods we eat and the products we use. And that's lacking now. So adding the CBD via a product like this is achieving that homeostasis that we once spoke of. And this person is a nurse, and this person is extremely religious and will not use because of religious reasons, but was explaining to me that, no, it's natural. It used to be in the foods. So like, oh, cool.
It is a plant.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful plant.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful plant.
Isn't there like some kind of seeds or something that have THC or something that gets you high? Like on hamburgers or what?
Oh, the sesame seeds?
That one. Yeah.
That's not THC. That's the story was enough sesame seed. It was an opioid. You would pop positive for opioids.
Oh,
but
is it?
I don't know if that's urban legend or if there's any fact to it. I mean, who would want to eat that many sesame seeds to begin with?
I don't know. It's not off topic anyway.
Bring that person on your show, whoever they are.
We're going to edit that out. Well, awesome. Do you have...
Can you tell us again how many boxes you have?
So, okay, yes, we have... Let me think about this so I can separate these. So the CBD, we have the Dream Box. We have a romance box for couples or for self-love. We also have a girlfriend's box, which can be given to a sister, mom, one of your friends, even a guy. I mean, and that's more meant for it's like a spa box.
Okay.
It's for relaxation, and there's tinctures in there, and there's different things in there, and there's even the International Sanctuary, the Purpose Jewelry is in all of our CBD boxes.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if I can share the name of what the wellness box is going to be. So that you'll have to look for that in May.
Okay.
So that's our
stay tuned.
CBD line. And then the THC line is the Sleep Box, which is the sister of the Dream. The Passion Box is the sister of the Romance. And the Goddess Box is the sister of the Girlfriends. So it's kind of similar. It's just different. It's just THC or CBD products.
Mm-hmm. I need the Goddess Box because I like that name. So you have quite a few options.
We do. We do. Take your pick. What kind of ailment are you looking for?
Sleep.
No, you know what? Sleep. But for us Shogis, usually we could sleep 12 hours and still not wake up feeling rested. So hopefully this helps.
Do you ever wake up feeling rested? Have you? I mean, and there's no like formula of, okay, I got to eat this or I got to do that, and then.
For me, I think diet is very important.
Okay.
If I stay away from junk food and just eat healthy, like grains and fruits and all that boring stuff, I feel okay, but I'm never like 100% fully rested.
Yeah.
For most of us.
So it's been said that on a good day for somebody with Sjogren's, that's a flu day for us, where we're body aches and you just want to sleep, and that's what Sjogren's is like 24/7 for.
That's true. But I mean, it's just become my new norm, so unless I have the flu and then I feel worse, it's just normal for me now.
And you don't even seem like, Lupe, I would never know. You're so peppy and happy and cheery, and I would never know.
Yeah. I think for the same reason, that I just said, it's just become my new norm, and I could either cry about it in a corner or just try to live my life to the fullest, and that's what I choose.
Yeah.
So
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited for you to try this box. I can't wait to hear
I know, me too.
what it does for you, and how I want to hear your feedback.
So I think I told you last week when we met, I'm not in the process, but I'm going to start a new job in a week.
Yeah.
So I think I was a little bit stressed out about, my last days at my current job. And I didn't really want to use the product when I was stressed because would it work or not,
Yeah.
I probably should have tried it because I was stressed, right? That makes sense.
Definitely.
But I don't know. I chose not to because maybe I'm crazy.
We're very particular about when we change things, whether it be diet or rest, because we want as clean of data that we can get.
Right.
Did this change really affect, the way I feel, or was it and it's unscientific. We're not docs or anything, but we're very particular about when we try new things. Like that Avicen we were talking about earlier. She's been off of it long enough. We're going to try a new device this evening to see, now that we know it worked, but the symptoms have come back. So we're really spread things apart and take a lot of notes. And
it's like a true test that way, instead of combining a bunch of stuff, you don't really know what's working then. So that's smart. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that you're going to, maybe over the next few days, you can find a night that you just
definitely,
okay, I just want to, and you can even try it over a couple of nights, which is great.
Yeah.
So,
But hindsight, maybe it would have been a good idea to try a little bit, but I chose not to. So,
no, it's okay.
Because I wanted a true effect,
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah,
well, now going forward,
Yeah.
and, okay, I can use this anytime, or this I need to, really think about when I use it. Yeah. So good.
And we're going to be posting pictures of what she's using, when she's using it, how she's using it, and then what effect she had from it. As always, we're your guinea pigs, so you can learn from, our mistakes or triumphs. The majority have been triumphs.
Yes, definitely.
We haven't made many mistakes.
No, I'm almost perfect.
We don't know about you though, Brian, but
Far from perfect. Far from perfect. Well, you got anything?
I think I'm good. Thanks for coming on the show and
thanks for
sharing all
having
this
me.
with us.
Is there anything you want to include, add?
just check us out. Go on myjane.com and just see what we offer, and reach out if you have any questions. We're here to support and answer anything anything. We're here to even educate as much as we can about cannabis. Do check out the podcast, My Jane, My Story, because there's a lot of great educational information on those podcasts. I have brands, I have doctors, I have different, people from all different areas of the cannabis industry that can really teach you a lot of different things. So, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, and I was going to say, after this episode, before you close out your podcast app, go search My Jane, My Story. The episode I watched being recorded was very touching. It was a young woman who lost a son with autism. Thank you. With autism. And we have a family friend with a child with autism. So it was interesting to hear her story and how these modalities helped remove him from pharmaceutical medications and have a better quality of life. So that was a very cool episode. I'm glad I was in the audience to listen.
Yeah, I'm glad you were there.
Where was I?
You were at home. Didn't want to come
there,
out and play. Like, I'm tired.
He never invites me anywhere.
Well, I'm inviting you. We're having one on March 26th.
Sweet. Okay, I'm going.
Come on March 26th.
Definitely.
Once again, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
We will appreciate it. And after I try these items, I'm going to want to try more items.
Good.
As she looks at me. Awesome.
Until next time, sip constantly and stay hydrated.